So hey future aspirants, Naya Din Nayi Shurwaat. So today we are going to discuss something of very vital importance, which is star concepts of pharmacy competitive examinations, right? So कुछ exams कोई भी ले लो, Manipal, IIT, ICT, CUET, GATE, Gpat, NIPER. There are few star concepts, few personal interest areas जहाँ से questions आने बनते हैं. So in these last 40 days remaining, what all topics are to be touched upon, what all topics are to be revised thoroughly, कौन से टॉपिक्स को ब्रश अप कितना करना है, किस एक्सटेंट तक करना है, वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग दिस इन द फर्दर वीडियो. भी स्किप मत करना बिकॉज एवरी second or everything that I would be speaking would have some or the other importance or weightage in this video. So I hope that it becomes informative for all of you all, and I've divided it according to the subject and category wise, so you can major, minor and all, so you'll know how much to do and how to do those subjects, right? So firstly, NBEMS is conducting exam, right? The new pattern, rapid fire types, 5 sections, A, B, C, D, E. So this new pattern, but if we go to see NBEMS first time exam नहीं conduct करा रहा, GPAT के लिए first time है. First वो anesthesia, hematology, cardiology, nephrology, pulmonary, immunology, endocrine, oncology, gynecology, इन सब के exams भी कभी ना कभी it has conducted. So I went through the papers of these few 1-2 years के, I couldn't get much time, but there are few important things that जो पूछते हैं. It's not that वो कोई high fundu thing पूछते, because all these are medical examinations and you also belong to the pharmaceutical field, so somewhat relation we can correlate. So anesthesia mein there are two categories like local and general anesthetics. So they mostly asked upon the mechanism of action like sodium channel blockers, NMDA receptor antagonist, dissociative anesthetic and all. So you should be well versed with the mechanisms and all, right? Hematology mein all the fibrinolytic agents, coagulants, anticoagulants, warfarin, heparin, routine, right? All those things, acenocomeril, dabigatran, all those agents are being frequently asked. Streptokinase, then we have other agents like antifibrinolytics like absalin aminocaproic acid, tranexamic acid and all. So all those things are very frequently asked, so you should be aware about that. Cardiology mein they have arrhythmia, angina, hypertension, right? All those things. Myocardial infarction, lipidemia. So fibrates, statins के mechanism of action, MI में digoxin, digitalis का which in pump sodium potassium ATPase pump, hypertension में captopril, me too drugs, congener drugs, right? So there are certain dry cough. It is a side effect of ANS inhibitors because of bradykinin. So one very common thing. So these all are being asked in their examinations. You can go back to that side. अब तो time नहीं है, तो अब just go through these concepts for sure. Angina में we have fasudil, we have ranolazine, ivabradrine, nitrates, right? Nitrate poisoning में which is given, which drug is given, cyanide poisoning में which drugs are given, arrhythmia में Vaughan-Williams classification of arrhythmia, sodium channel, potassium channel, calcium channel, beta blockers, right? So all those things are. Nephrology में diuretics पे and anti-infective agents. So we have nitrofurantoin, furazolidine, nitrofurazone, all those category, fluoroquinolones, then hexamine, and in diuretics we have furosemide and carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, osmotic diuretics, right? So thiazide, they have asked upon the mechanism of action, sodium potassium 2-chlorine co-transport, which diuretic is a pro-drug type, spironolactone, canrenon, right? Apelarinon, there is another potassium sparing diuretic. Pulmonary में they usually ask upon asthma and COPD, so anti-Ig antibody, mast cell stabilizers, leukotriene antagonist, then there's beta agonist like salbutamol, albuterol, then the phosphodiesterase agents like theophylline and all, right? So all bronchodilators, they have specified anticholinergics like iprapropium bromide, tiotropium bromide. So all those things are being asked. Immunology mein basically they deal upon the immunosuppressants, immunostimulants, immunomodulators, filgrastrim, salgastrim, right? Mycophenolate mofetil, all anti-cancer drugs like azathioprine, cyclophosphamide, endocrine. So diabetes, endocrine se basically they are asking questions on diabetes. So we have lot of pancreatic agents, oral hypoglycemic agents like tolbutamide, sulfonylureas, thiazolidine diones, SGLT2, GLP agonist, DPP4 inhibitors. So all those mechanism like which one inhibits the sulfonyl ATP sensitive potassium channels, right? So all those things are being asked. So you should be well versed with them, like which has the analog, like amylin analog, so pramlinitide. Oncology make anti-cancer drugs right from your methotrexate anti-metabolites, alkylating agents, platinum compounds, your antibiotics, anti-cancer antibiotics to be more specific, like doxorubicin, bleomycin, daunorubicin, actinomycin D, है ना? Then we have monoclonal antibodies as well, like trastuzumab, daclizumab. There are so many different antibiotics that are now being HER2 inhibitors and all, right? So then we have all 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, aromatase inhibitors, SERD, selective estrogen receptor modulator, and downregulators like tamoxifen, clomiphene, finasteride, flutamide. Lot of drugs that are acting on progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, right? So they have been asking question on this. Then gynecology mein contraceptives. Oral contraceptives is one of their favorite question. So they will ask upon the mini pill like progesterone pills, the which is the progestin content, which is the estrogen content. So ethinyl estradiol, diethylstyl besterol, all those things they might ask. Gastroenterology may mostly upon the peptic ulcer or IBD. So you have sulfasalazine, or they might also ask upon diarrhea or constipation. So loperamide, then you have isabgol, lot of different agents that are acting on the bowel movement, motility, right? So I have anticholinergics drugs as well that deal with the motility. So you should be well versed with ulcer drugs also, अच्छे से, like which one, anti-H2 antagonists, proton pump inhibitors, right? Then we have anti-H. pylori agents, ulcer protective, ulcer healing, carbinoxolone, colloidal bismuth subcitrate. You have a lot of sucralfate, right? All those agents. So you should be aware about these agents. Now let's speak about according to the department. So pharmacology, according to pharmacology, receptors, ligand gated, GPCR, RTK, receptor tyrosine kinase, ligand gated, voltage gated, ion gated, right? And GPCR. So you should know about the which receptor falls under which category. The some or the other information like JAK-STAT is related to RTK. Ligand gated maybe have 5-HT3 receptors, right? Nicotinic, and GPCR maybe have GABA B receptors, 5-HT3 को छोड़ के all serotonin receptors, muscarinic receptors, all those things. Clinical trials में different phases of clinical trials and their objectives. So phase 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many volunteers? What kind of volunteers? Healthy or diseased? All those things, like when we speak about regulatory affairs point of view, so NDA, INDA, ANDA, Hatch-Waxman Act, all those things, Orange Book might come into picture. Classification, you cannot leave classification. It is something that is very important, though there are a lot of classification, but लिख के practice करो. You should be aware right from antibiotic, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, anti-thyroid, anti-rheumatoid, antifungal, bacterial, viral, protozoal, malarial, parasitic, amoebic, right? Arrhythmic, angina, hypertension, all those that I mentioned previously, all those are must classification. सीधा question पूछते हैं. And next up, ADR. So there are a lot of ADR: gray baby, floppy baby, red man, blue baby, purple toe syndrome, right? Lot of ADR, adverse drug reactions, and adverse. So there is classification of adverse drug reactions as well. Type A, B, C, D, augmented, bizarre, all those things. Then important interactions. So from interactions, you should know drug-drug interaction, which drugs are interacting with what, like what two drugs are synergistic, antagonistic, what are potentiation, superadditive and additive effects. Next up, we have few terminologies like orphan drugs. You should know about them. Rare receptors or rare drugs. है ना? So these drugs are sometimes as spare receptors, agonist, partial agonist, inverse agonist. So beta carbolin falls under which category? Category. Bicuculin falls under which category? Saclofen, baclofen falls under which category? Hemiculinium, all those things, right? So you should be knowing about these drugs. Then anesthetics, skeletal muscle relaxants, all these categories you should be aware about. Moving on, we have cognosy. So from cognosy, primary and secondary metabolites, like we have tannins, alkaloids, glycoside, tag FVR, tannin, alkaloid, glycoside, flavonoid, volatile resins. And from primary, we have lipids, proteins, right? Enzymes, so streptokinase, urokinase are enzymes. Proteins may a lot of different protein. Then we have gums, carbohydrates, acacia, tragacan, pectin, and a carrageenan, all those gums category. So you should be well versed. Like tannins में also hydrolyzable, condensable, alkaloid में quinoline, isoquinoline, true, pseudo, glycoside में steroidal, cardiac, anthraquinone, flavonoids में isoflavone, neoflavone, flavanone. Volatile oils may we have different kinds of alcohol containing, phenol containing, ester containing. Resins may we have acid resins, ester resins, resinines, right? Evaluation test. So you should know about evaluation test, right? From lycopodium, spore method to your stomatal index, to your vein islet number, to your ash value, to your foaming index, that is for saponins. Then biological source. So if whenever you're studying any drug of a particular category, suppose if I'm studying atropa belladonna, so you should know the category, tropane alkaloids. You should know the test, Vitali-Morin test. That is a biochemical test. The ring present, the tropane ring. Now tropane ring is made up of which rings? That you should know. It is also an amalgamation of two rings ahead. Like just like pteridine is an amalgamation of pyrimidine and pyrazine. So in tropane is also an amalgamation of pyrrolidine. So you should be aware about that. The uses, so the Solanaceae belongs to which family? In biological source, you should know the part of the plant and the family. Suppose Solanaceae, but is it root, rhizome, stem, bark, wood, leaf, flower, juice, extract, mucilage, capsules, right? Latex, what is it, right? So you should be aware about that as well from cognitive point of view. From pharmaceutics point of view, we have micromeritics. So all your micrometric parameters like sieving, optical microscopy, sedimentation, particle size estimation, fundamental and derived properties like Carr's index, Fosner's ratio, bulkiness, and all those things that we have. Then in also you have can estimate particle surface area. So we have Betts equation over there. Then we have adsorption isotherm like Freundlich and Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Rheology में flow of fluids, so viscometers, Brookfield, cup and bob, cone and plate. Then we have lot of rheological Newtonian, non-Newtonian, Bingham bodies. What is the different laws involved, Hooke's law and all, right? So you should be knowing about that as well, about rheology. Kinetics may rate kinetics, so zero order, first order, second order. Which of the following is a dependent upon the chemical rate dependent, which is first order, the unit second inverse किसके unit है, mole liter inverse second inverse किसका unit है, all those things you should be aware about. Then when I talk about other things from kinetics point of view, so graph, so first order का graph कैसा है, second order का graph कैसा है, zero order का graph कैसा है, you should be knowing that as well. Solubility and complexation say we have different kinds of solubility, very soluble, freely soluble, methods of enhancing solubility. So complexation, co-solvency, hydrotrophy, micronization. So for griseofulvin we perform micronization. For many agents we use a co-solvent like propylene glycol or some other agents. Let complexation, different types of complexes, organic, metallic, channel lattice layer, clad exploronics. Then we have tablets, capsule, parenteral aerosols. So I have previously mentioned about this. मैंने एक proper video बनाया है how to study tablets, capsules, parenteral aerosols simultaneously. So table बना दो ऐसा ही. And on the left side write the different parameters like evaluation test. So for tablets we have dissolution, disintegration, friability, weight variation, uniformity of weight, uniformity of content, content of active ingredient. Parenterals may we have leakage, clarity, pH, particulate matter, all sterility testing like LAL and all your pyrogen testing. Capsules may we have bloom strain, ion content, viscosity, pH, right? Because there are different types of capsules as well. Then aerosols may we have flash point, flame point, moisture content. So then up you can write types. So tablets, there are different types of tablets: compressed, enteric coated, sugar coated, film coated. Parenterals may we have SVP, LVP, small volume, large volume. Capsules may we have type A gelatin, type B gelatin, hard gelatin capsule, soft gelatin capsule. Aerosols may we have different suspension based, solution based, and a one water system, one component system, two component system based propellants. Then we have to write the excipient. So like propellant is a very common excipient of aerosol. So you should know about propellant 11, 12, 114, 22B. Tablets may binder, glidant, diluent, disintegrant, super disintegrant. Capsule में plasticizers, opacifier, parenterals में isotonicity adjusters, all those things like sterility, antioxidant, antimicrobials, examples, because examples excipients के पूछते हैं वो. Suppositories में you should know the cocoa butter base, glycerogelatin base, what are the different methods like hand molding, compression. Ointments में bases, oleogenous, absorption, emulsion bases, so difference between O by W, W by O emulsion and all. Semi-solids, other cream place and all के लिए what are the different techniques used. So like ointments में we have ointments can be prepared by chemical reaction method like iodine ointment. It can be prepared by various other methods. So you should know about methods as well. Biphasic dosage form में suspension emulsions are very important because a lot of types of suspension, types of emulsion, evaluation tests like degree of flocculation, dye, dilution, conductivity, fluorescence, sedimentation volume, all of those things are to be done simultaneously. Posology, so different types of formula, Young, Dilling, Fried, Clark, cooling. Prescription में different types of prescription parts, superscription, inscription, subscription, and each part signature, which part is for direction to the patient, which part is direction to the pharmacist. Incompatibilities. There are various kinds of incompatibilities: physical, chemical, biological, tolerated, adjust. So you should know the difference between tolerated and adjust type of incompatibility. So effervescence, hygroscopic, deliquescent, and all those things falls under incompatibility studies sometimes, like salon, menthol, thymol or efflorescence are all eutectic mixtures. So phenomena of eutectism might appear, so this is very important from pharmaceutics point of view, and industrial pharmacy and physical pharmacy both are being covered in this particular slide, right? Moving ahead, we have minor subjects: microbiology, biochemistry, and biotechnology. So from this, we have all the cycles: Krebs, urea, glycolysis, ETS, electron transport system. So different complexes, complex 1, 2, 3, 4. You should know, like, you should know the agents like glucose, glucose 6 phosphate, the different enzymes converting, which are the reversible steps, with are irreversible steps, and what are the inhibitors like iodoacetate, fluoroacetate, rotenone. These are agents that are inhibitors of certain enzymes. Next up, we have vitamins and enzymes. So from enzymes, we have different classification of enzymes: oxidative transferase, hydrolysis, and all. The components of enzyme: holoenzyme, apoenzyme, coenzyme, cofactors. The different cofactors involved in different enzymes, like copper in cytochrome oxidase, selenium in glutathione peroxidase, potassium in pyruvate kinase, all those things, right? Alcohol dehydrogenase, and which enzymes are used in which diagnostic tests, like acid phosphatase is used in prostate cancer and all. So you should be knowing SGPT, SGOT, and all those enzymes: LDH, lactate dehydrogenase, troponins, creatine, CKMB, creatine kinase. Vitamins with different classification of vitamins: B, C, A, D, E, K, water soluble vitamins, fat soluble vitamins. Different deficiency of vitamin causes which disease, like night blindness and all, osteomalacia, rickets, I mean anemia, so vitamin K and all. So all those things. Then you have to know the ring, like which has coumarin ring, which has isoaloxacin ring, which has a steroid ring. So vitamin D is the only vitamin containing a steroidal ring. Then we have sterilization, the different methods of sterilization, the indicators. So we have different indicators: physical, chemical, biological. So Brown's tube, witness tube, Bovidic test, heat sensitive tapes. Then from sterilization, different biological indicators. So Bacillus stereothermus, Bacillus pumilus, Bacillus subtilis varnica, Pseudomonas diminuta are used for filtration, radiation, moist heat, dry heat sterilization. Next, different types of sterilization techniques and temperature: autoclave, pasteurization, tenderization, the different temperature, time, pressure if involved, and a hotter oven and all. And which it is used for, like incineration, or is it used for glasswares, or is it used for some other purpose, right? Immunology. So biotechnology point of view, all your immunoglobulin, IgG, structure of antibody and the difference between the immunoglobulin, largest, abundant, which one is involved in anaphylactic reactions, which was involved in type 3 hypersensitivity. Vaccines, में different kinds of vaccine: live, attenuated, inactivated, killed. All the types of vaccinations you should be aware about. rDNA technology में we have recombinant DNA में plasmids, cosmids, all vectors, endonucleases, and all your things that are involved in recombinant DNA technology you should know. PCR में all the steps of PCR, then all blotting techniques, southern blotting, western blotting, and all. You don't need to know the principle or procedure, just for what it is used, and if possible, write the enzymes like HRP, phosphatase peroxidase, beta galactosidase, and all are involved. Central dogma, there might be questions. So transcription, translation, replication. You should be doing reverse transcription, complementary DNA. Hybridoma may we have different monoclonal antibodies that are produced. So B cells and myeloma cells fuse in the PEG medium, polyethylene glycol, and they are growth in the HAT medium, hypoxanthine aminopterin thymidine, via the salvage pathway, and there is cloning, separation, and all. And then for the propagation, then monoclonal antibodies are being produced. So you should know the different types of monoclonal antibodies and their indication as well. That is very frequently asked in examinations, right? So this was from Microbiochem Biotech. Jurisprudence, we have different acts in here. So Drug and Cosmetic Act, Drug and Magic Remedies Act, Pharmacy Act, Medical and Toilet Preparation Act, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, Narcotic and Psychotropic Substance Act, right? So 1919, say 1930, 40, 45, 54, 55, 66, different kinds of pharmacopoeia and the years. I know, like the latest pharmacopoeia is which one? Let me know in the comment section. Is it 9th pharmacopoeia, 10th edition pharmacopoeia, which edition pharmacopoeia, and in which year is where it was introduced? So that is important. Then important parts of acts. So every act has a certain important parts. If I talk about, like, so there are important parts like opium, ganja, bhang, charas, what concentration, like 1% morphine or 0.1% cocaine. What is the exact zest, like If there are, when are two practitioners needed in MTP, when are one practitioner, when the pregnancy is between 12 to 20 weeks, how many medical practitioners are needed, less than 12 weeks, how many practitioners are needed, right? So all those things. Then council, so we have Pharmacy Council of India, the composition, nominated, elected ex officio, DTAB, DCC, Drug Technical Advisory Board, Drug Consultative Committee, all those things, Hatti Committee, Chopra Committee, Board Committee, all those components, composition of those committee, right? And when it was introduced, like Drug Inquiry Committee was introduced when 1945 under R.N. Chopra, Ramnath Chopra and all, right? So you should be knowing about that as well, very in much with detail. And finally, the most important, schedules. So schedule may write from your schedule A, application, to B, to C, parenteral biologics, non-parenteral, D, exempted medication from import, E, poisonous drugs, to F, blood banks, F1, F2, and F3, FF, G, medical supervision, H, prescription drugs, K is for exempted drugs from manufacturing, M is for good manufacturing practices, N is for minimum equipments, O is for disinfectant fluids, and X is for narcotic psycho, Y is for clinical trials, T is for Ayurvedic, Yuddha, Siddha, Unani good manufacturing practices, S is for standard of standard for cosmetics, R is for contraceptives के लिए, है ना, P is for life period and pack size, Q is for coal tar dyes, and also all those should be at the tip of your tongue. The moment you see the question, you should know the answer. This is how you should remember all the schedules well. Chemistry. So in chemistry, of course, the subject that everyone fears of. So you need to know the ring for sure. If there are any more than two rings, तो वो पक्का important हो जाता है, because in exam they might ask you the complete IUPAC name and you have to identify which drug you are talking about. Are they talking about cimetidine, clofebrate? Are they talking about chloroquine? Are they talking about mefloquine? Are they talking about artemether? So you should know the rings as well. Name reactions. So right from your Kolbe, Riemer, Diamond, Wolf, Kirchner, all those kind of name reactions are very important. Basic ones as well as the ones like Oppenauer, Mervyn Pondorf, Verley, Bamford, Steven, Robin. Then we have a lot of other reactions as well. So those are important. SN1 SN2 E1 E2, as I always say, इसका ग्राफ कंपैरिजन का बहुत जरूरी है. You should know when first order कौन सा है, how many steps, backside attack, where racemization occurs, where inversion occurs, all those things. Then important synthesis reaction. So there are a lot of PAL, NOR, pylol, Friendlander synthesis, Crop synthesis. So a lot of Hans pyridine, Fischer indole. So the reagents used, like in which reagent, which use glycerol, ferrous sulfate, and all nitroglycerin. So crop synthesis. In which reaction, manic reaction is a step. So against crop synthesis, you should know the reagent's name. Very very important. Isomerism. So stereoisomers, configurational, conformational, cis, trans, EZ, syn, anti, optical isomers, geometrical isomers. Then we have functional isomers, positional, chain, metamers, tautomers, and all those categories. Then we have different projections, Sawhorse, Newman, Fischer, Haworth, all those projections. Then we have a lot of different categories, cyclohexane, cyclobutane. Maybe have different boat form, chair form, and all. So you should know the stability order, the energy order, and a cyclobutane में staggered, eclipsed, anti-staggered, gauche, partially eclipsed, fully eclipsed. All these terminologies you should be aware. Syn periplanar, anti-periplanar. What is the conformation? When is which conformation to be applied? You know? And finally, this was about your entire Gpat star concepts in this 25 minutes that I've covered. I hope it's worth, and I hope you listen to this 25 minutes. I know it was very fast. I know I was speaking too quickly, but you can watch it at a slower speed on your YouTube channel, like 0.5x or 0.75x if you are very slow. If you want to listen it to appropriately, or you can even boost the speed. So you can connect with me via my Telegram channel where there are a lot of notes available. So there are 227 members currently associated with me on my channel. Instagram page, this is our Instagram page. You can follow us on Instagram, Pharma Tips and Tricks. And this is our YouTube channel, Best Pharmacy Tips and Tricks. I'll be sharing across the link as well, where there is a Gpat Cracker series. This is a very special series. Once you are done with this series, nobody can stop you from cracking Gpat. Trust me, guys. ये series बहुत जरूरी है, including this video. So see to it that you cover up these series as well. So that was it from my side. I hope you have a good learning, and I see you all qualifying exams with a lot of bright colors. Tension मत लो, last के दिनों में tension आती है. Tension को जाओ तेल लेने. You be less panic. Just be confident. Mock test के marks कम आ रहे हैं, नहीं हो रहा, नहीं matter करता. What matters is you not getting panicking at the examination hall and applying your logics there. Okay, so that's it, and All the best, keep studying, and do like and subscribe my channel for more such upcoming vlogs.